I didn't always do long-term care litigation. I started off in practice with my father 31 years ago. And we did all sorts of different things, but we focused in the early days on workers' compensation, representing injured workers, and various other things connected to that. And did that for a good amount of time. Enjoyed it. I enjoyed helping representing working folks, needy people. And then eventually I transitioned my practice into maritime litigation. So cruise lines and shipping companies and things like that. Primarily focused on representing seamen, people who worked on ships, crew members. And that was a really phenomenal experience for me. I really enjoyed it, really enjoyed helping those people, that class of people that I call them the third and fourth world people. And I got a lot of satisfaction out of doing that. And then while I was in the peak of my maritime practice, regrettably my father became ill, and he had a long-term care policy. And by that time he wasn't working, but I was full speed ahead on the maritime thing. And because of my father's illness, my sister and I had to place him at the time in assisted living. So my very first case was an assisted living facility case. And the issue there was that had issued my father had purchased a home care only policy. And of course, he had left his home to go into assisted living, and he needed assistance with activities of daily living. Primarily at the time, he needed supervision for cognitive impairment. And the policy covered that. The policy covered supervision for cognitive impairment. It also covered assistance with activities of daily living, ADLs. And the insurer did not want to approve any part of the claim. And the way that we presented it was basically the assisted living facility really became my father's home. It was his home. And by virtue of the license that the assisted living facility had, it had the authority under law to provide cognitive supervision and assistance with ADLs. And my father was receiving those services from the assisted living facility. To make a long story short, we had to file a lawsuit, and that was after my older sister, was yanking on my tie, prodding me to take a look at Dad's policy. I was so consumed with other things that she had to really jolt me, but she did, and I looked at it, filed a lawsuit, and I made the simple argument to the court, not without looking up the law, of course. And the law basically says that an assisted living facility is considered to be a person's home. So I felt that I had that piece, nailed down. It was simple. And furthermore, my father was receiving covered services from the facility. So we won the case. The court entered a judgment in favor of my father. And I must say that along the way, before we got to that, I remember the insurer said to me, if you take your father out of the ALF and send him back home, we'll have no problem approving a caregiver. And that caused me to recoil because I felt like they were trying to impose on us a certain caregiving scenario that wasn't appropriate for my father at the time. And so it stiffened me up pretty good. And so we got past that, and after that, I sort of made the decision that I was going to begin to focus on long-term care insurance issues.